We'll recognize the Township Administrator, Gary Yowanowski, to present his report to the board.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, everyone. This is my report for April 4th. Just wanted to make mention, over the last few days, we've been getting a significant amount of rain. I'd just like to advise everybody that, if you have drains in your yard, even your front driveway pipe, take a look around, see if there's any issues, make sure things are clear. I will always advise people to double check their sump pumps this time of year, before we really get into the wet season. I just wanted to make mention to make sure, to ensure everything is functioning properly. I wanted to make mention this evening, on Monday, April 8th, obviously everybody knows we are at the solar eclipse. I've talked to Chief Adam extensively, and as well as Lieutenant David Dahlhaus, and both departments are fully staffed. We don't anticipate too much traffic in terms of any lunch parties or anything like that, but just approach the approach with common sense. Don't stop in the middle of the road and do it. Just make sure that you're in a safe area to do so. Wanted to mention that unfortunately, due to the weather, we are going to have to postpone the dog park and nature trail grand opening. It's really unfortunate. We were really trying to push for the end of April. It's just been with the wetness we've had, we haven't been able to get the grass to germinate and get seed down where we need to. So details on that will be forthcoming with a new revised scheduled grand opening date. As you are aware, we were going to have also our Arbor Day celebration that same day. We are going to move the Arbor Day celebration to Monday, which coincides with Earth Day, so that's April 22nd. On tonight's agenda, the board will be voting to finalize the contract with Senior Transportation Connection. So if that is approved, our contract with Senior Transportation Connection would actually start on May the 6th, which is a Monday. So we'll be doing some advertising of that. So any resident that is in need of transportation for medical or to the grocery store can now utilize that service. The selection committee, which was comprised of the board, myself, Jeremy Rowan, our economic developer, we did evaluate our firms that submitted for our RFP. There was a unanimous decision to select OHM Advisors. So I've already been in contact with them, and we are negotiating scope and fee. We hopefully we'll have that on the next board meeting agenda. Some training we had on Wednesday, March 27th. We had workplace conduct and ethics training. It was well attended. The morning session was pretty heavily attended. The afternoon session was a little light, but a lot of employees did get that training. We are also having a second round on April 9th. And this is mandatory for all employees. We did get some applicants for our fire chief job. We had over 30 applicants, so a good number of applicants. We're in the process of interviewing, we pared it down to 12 candidates. So our first round of interviews have begun. And wanted to make one last mention, the Auditor of State, I know the fiscal officer has been in touch. They, on tonight's board meeting, they did submit an engagement letter. So I know our fiscal office is working with the auditors. And per that letter, they expect to have a report to us August 30th, 2024. So that's my report this evening.
Very good. Any questions from the board?
No, thanks, Gary.
Gary, I think we can expect to hear from Jeremy Rowan at the next meeting. Is that correct?
That's my understanding. I will confirm that.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Hey Gary, just out of curiosity, the report that they put on here was like last time, I think, 3/21.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we just have to, usually I might not have put the right one on there. Or our notes. Yeah.
All right, on to trustee and committee reports. I'm going to dispense with our committee reports tonight, but we want to remember in a special way the mother of Trustee Cole, who just passed away about an hour ago. So our thoughts are with Tom and his family tonight. And we certainly wish him the best as he's going through a difficult time. We'll move on to department reports. Next up, fire department. Lieutenant TownHall.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to start off, personnel report. Another one of our part-timers, firefighter Ryan Frank, has requested another leave of absence. He's doing full-time employment. Got hired with the department. So, but we do also have on backup, Alex Coltas. He was hired as a part-time firefighter. He's in the process currently. Yesterday he did complete his physical. We're hoping to start looking for some days, maybe next week we can get him in, start getting them trained in the routine. Firefighter Paul Rassel want to celebrate his anniversary of 13 years with the department. He's a great asset, and nice guy to be around. As Gary already stated, we have started interviews for fire chief. Going throughout next week. For training, EMS training this month, or regularly scheduled Con Ed of Southwest is on shock treatment. We've also provided, or actually hosted CERT training with the Southeast Emergency Response Team. We did some dive training down in Woodgate Farms on March 26th. We did send some of our FPO, Fire Prevention Bureau members. We attended the Northeast Ohio Fire Prevention Association's meeting this week. One of our part-timers, firefighter Jesse Dean, also provided electrical hazards training to the CERT team yesterday. And then actually currently, Derek Vondervellen, one of our lieutenants, he is on the Ohio Task Force 1 training. He'll be in Dayton today and tomorrow. Around the station, equipment facilities, painting still continued. They completed our training room. They do that service department. Looks great, and they started in the second floor dorm areas. And also those doors for the sleeping quarters have been completed. We are currently getting some quotes for new flooring throughout most of the station. The flooring is pretty worn and it's original, so we're looking at that currently. Grant updates are practically the same as they were last week. The Ohio State Fire Marshal grant application has been filed. That's just a waiting game. But we have been awarded the Ohio EMS grant. Still looking how we're going to spend that efficiently. And then the Safer grant, just to remind everyone, the deadline is next Friday. And we're still preparing that, so should be ready to go. Then just some miscellaneous stuff. Paul's Lennox third grade was also out again. We've been out on a few occasions. Just a great time. It's Sparky coming out and meeting the kids. And we did also have a Boy Scout pack 268 toward the station last week, and they were able to earn some patches. So just statistics. Total incidents is there. You can see as of Monday, there are 595. We're currently over 61 about where we were last year. So that's all I got.
Very good. Any questions, so? All right.
Thanks,
Kelsey.
Dave.
Okay. Next up, Service Department report. Director Williams.
Morning, everyone. Service Department's report for this April 4th. Some updates on the Stearns Road project. Great Lakes had thought of, well, we're going to close actually the southbound lane tomorrow, Friday. That's been canceled. They're moving that closure until Thursday. This was a complete 200 cubic yards of concrete slab work. They are, however, going to complete the egress to swings and things, and possibly the radius onto Bagley, but this won't require any road closure. So there again, that closure is looking to be Thursday of next week. I keep the board and we'll post that on the Facebook wherever we can to make sure everyone is aware that the schools will be aware and so on. I attended the Cuyahoga County Department of Public Works and Olmsted Township Force Account Progress Meeting on the 3rd. This is to go over our Q1 accomplishments. And we fared pretty well. I think the meeting went well. We're right on par to
That's all they can use.
keep our minutes. With that, our force account total for March is $52,955.73. That's bringing our year total to $155,490.86. Again, we're right on par with that. Some township updates. As discussed, the delay in opening the park is unfortunate. We are accepting our first phase of 40 trees that will be planted on the 9th, which is Tuesday, and at our nature trail dog park. And also with that, our consultant, if you will, our tree consultant, Alan Seaworth, will also be there on the 9th to kind of go over with the guys as far as proper tree installation. Our crew has started crack sealing on the west end of Cook. And today we took our final 500 tons of salt. This completes our ODOT winter salt contract. So we have all of our salt that we were contractually having to accept. So that was completed today. We also completed today our second day of mandated street sweeping. So that is complete. Some facilities and equipment. As discussed, painting at the fire department, I think we're complete. The ceiling repair and installation is scheduled for next week. That's also at the fire department. And also at our police department, the window is scheduled also for replacement in 20 weeks. They have ordered the window. I think that's a 6 to 8 week time window on getting the window. Some good news, our backflow tests were completed. Not only completed, we passed on all of our facilities. This is mandated yearly to Cleveland Water, so that's always a good thing. Programs, our first bulk drop-off will be this Saturday of the year. That'll of course be at the service department. We have 2 30-yard containers in our driveway, and that will commence to start at 9 o'clock till noon, again on April 6th. Training, we're sending 3 gentlemen from the service department to a work zone traffic control and safety on May 23rd. These are great classes through LTAP. This classes will be in Akron. Also, I completed an LTAP Go webinar on parameters for cold patch used in winter pothole patching on March 28th. And Mr. Chairman, this concludes my report unless the board has any questions.
I don't think we have any questions.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you, sir. All right, next up, police department report. Okay.
Okay. Very short report. As I always do, recognize personnel for years of service, and finally the wheel landed on me. So, yeah, I just hit my 29th year of full-time service with Olmsted Township, and on top of that, I had 11 months prior as part-time. So, yeah, long time. Still enjoying it here. Love this community, love the organization and the people I work with.
Almost 30 years, that's a big deal.
Yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way. Really, definitely not. Okay, enough about me. Let's go on to some of our training. Sergeant Joe English, who's our most recently appointed sergeant. Each one of our sergeants goes through, it's kind of grueling. I went through it well. It's a 3-week long appeals course. It's Police Administrative Executive Leadership School. It's put on by North Coast Polytechnic Institute. It's a mouthful to say. They're a local organization. They put on a great administrative 3-week school. The officers have to do a paper. They have to do speaking publicly in front of the rest of the class. There's quite a bit. So it's very good, and I'm sure Joe will excel. And like I said, he's completed his 2nd week. He's got 1 more week to go with it. Also, just equipment, nothing really new to report, but always again, please come join us with Coffee with the Chief. This is gonna be on Thursday, April 25th at 9 a.m. here in the Evan Building. And the last thing is just our statistics from March 18th through April 1st. We had 522 CAD entries. That's our computer dispatch entries, total calls. We had 8 reports, incident reports. We had 8 motor vehicle accidents. We had 4 arrests and 54 traffic citations and 55 community engagements. So it's a very short report, nothing really to add, 1 minute and 50 seconds. So,
It is a record.
from the board.
Any questions?
No.
Thanks, Chief. Sure. I want to commend you for your years of service, but also for your incredibly brief report. So setting a record.
Yeah, they did.
Thanks.
Congratulations, Mark, on 29 years. That's amazing.
All right, next up, building department report. Mr. Rustick.
I would like to have that, Mark's achievement, attendance, and as hope as possible.
I can do that. Hey, why not?
Maybe I can get a second on that.
There you go. Yeah, well, 124, we'll grab that, yeah. Put it in there.
April 4th already, 2024, building department, we're just still digging out of the paperwork. As I mentioned, we've got 4 pretty sizable housing developments that are in the works. We just, this week and very end of last week, just received 2 more submissions for zoning changes. One is Redwood, which would be, they're proposing Bronson and Bailey. So that's going to be interesting. And then Pride One wants to move into town center area. They've got pretty serious packet that I haven't even had a chance to finish going over yet. But we're getting more. So I think we're about breaking at the seams, but it's exciting. Other than that, training, equipment, we're down on that. We have a whole lot of equipment report. So that right now, it's my report today.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, Mr. Braman will be presenting at the next meeting as our Economic Development Director. Mr. Matthews, any updates?
No, nothing tonight, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Gillette.
I'm going to try to be really brief. So we have our audit, our 2-year audit is coming up right now. So I'm signing the engagement letter right after we approve this, of course. And then, they actually were here on Monday, and Tracy, being as Tracy is, she had a disc ready for them as soon as they walked in the door, and we handed them all the information that they needed. So they're not even going to be here on site. They're going to do things off site for the most part. They will probably come in at the end when they ask questions throughout the audit, but they're actually said they're probably not going to start working on things probably until like July timeframe for us. But we gave them everything they need. They can get started, or in between their other audits, they can get our stuff kind of going. And, I expect similar results to in the past too. We did a pretty good job, I think, with being open and honest. So that's all I had.
No, and I know there's an item on that later in the agenda, so I appreciate you explaining that. Can we note in the minutes that Tom Cole's absence tonight is excused?
Yeah.
And then he pre-notified us of that.
Yeah.
And also for all the department heads, the board has continued to discuss a summer recess as we basically had passed in the rules in January. We're looking to do that in June and July. So meetings, if necessary, will be special meetings of the board. And hopefully that's something that you all can look forward to and understand as appreciation for all your hard work and for being here on nights like tonight.
And we'll have something more formal with that, I think, down the road, right?
Yeah, Jim, do you want to speak to that at all? Like just in terms of what will be for Brian's department, what will be?
Yeah, what we will have the board do is put a policy in place by resolution to make sure that things are timely handled during the recess period. It'll authorize Brian to take care of things through the fiscal officer, through the fiscal office directly.
Yeah, like the consent agenda items, so paying of the bills and
Correct.
all that kind of stuff, paying your paychecks, right? So that's all always important. So, yeah, so.
And we'll try to capture as much as possible in there. It may well be that the board has to schedule a special meeting here and there, but yeah, hopefully that can be avoided.
Yeah, very good. All right, we'll move on to new business items. Item A, Sedgwick Annual Contract Renewal for Services and Group Retrospective Rating Enrollment. I believe this is our annual contract with Sedgwick. I will move to approve.
Second.
Okay, and to approve the Sedgwick annual renewal for services, trustee Alton,
Yes.
trustees Bear.
Yes.
New business item B, Ohio Auditor of State Engagement Letter, opening of Township Financial Audit, April 1, 2024, for fiscal year 2023 and 2022. I'm going to move to allow, I believe it's Brian who actually is signing this, but I will move to approve this.
Second.
Okay, and to approve the auditor of state engagement letter, trustee Alton.
Yes.
And trustees Bear.
Yes.
Item C, quote for electronic message center sign at Town Hall funded by NOPEC. I think this is a really exciting item. I'm not sure if Administrator Yolanowski would like to speak to this or Eric Williams, either of you on the sign.
Yeah, so, I do want to thank Eric Williams and Julie Boyer. They kind of did the lion's share of the work on this. But yeah, we're looking to get a digital sign, to replace the current sign over at Town Hall. We are authorized to submit to NOPEC for reimbursement. So we did get two quotes from, we got multiple quotes from two companies. We're asking the board to include, a quote from L3 Sign and Image. And that is basically the best resolution sign and the largest sign we could fit within the building. And when we are looking forward to it.
Yeah. Thank you, Gary. Yeah, no, I always think it's great to continue to modernize and move things forward. So I'll move to approve the quote.
Second.
Okay, and to approve the quote for the electronic message center sign at Town Hall, trustee Alton.
Yes.
And trustees Bear.
Yes.
New business item D, revocable license agreement for construction and maintenance in county right of way for champion sign at Fitch and Bagley Road. I will move to approve.
Second.
Okay, and to approve the revocable license agreement, trustee Alton.
Yes.
And trustees Bear.
Yes.
Thanks for cleaning it.
Yeah, Chairman, can I speak to that? I apologize. I realize that says for champion sign on Fitch and Bagley. This is actually for monument sign.
Monument sign.
Yeah.
So this is basically just allowing us to have the sign there one. And like we had discussed, we will now get that sign illuminated. So electrical conduit will be provided and a light will be, the sign will now be back.
Right. So it's the existing monument sign.
Existing.
Yeah. So we can make sure of that.
Yeah, instead of champion sign, I'm saying monument sign.
Yes, please. Thank
Yep,
you.
thank you for catching that.
Jim, do you want us to re-vote on that or is that okay?
No, it's.
No, as clarified, yeah.
Okay, very good. New business item E, appraisal proposal, CP Braman, and Co. Incorporated Properties. I'm not going to read the actual parcel numbers, but it is an appraisal proposal. I will move to approve.
Second.
Okay, and to approve the proposal for the three different properties, trustee Alton.
Yes.
And trustees Bear.
Yes.
And that's for, I'm not sure if we need the amount in the minutes as well, but it's for a fee of $3,450.
I'll put it in there.
Okay, consent agenda items available upon request. Please review the meeting minutes. Item B, payment of bills and payroll, warrants, vouchers, and EOs. I'll move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, and to approve the consent agenda items, both A and B, trustee Alton.
Yes.
And trustees Bear.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, this next item, a requisition, is a big one. It is an amount not to exceed $537,000 payable to Motorola Solutions. These are new next-gen 911 radios for our public safety forces to ensure that they are using the most up-to-date technology with all different dispatch centers and everything like that. I don't know, Mark, you want to talk about that?
Sure. The ones that we currently have right now
It's unfortunate, it's kind of like your iPhone or your Android phone after a certain period of time. It just becomes more or less obsolete, and the APX 6000 Motorola units that we have now, Motorola will not service them after a certain point. They will not provide software or hardware, and it's going to be use them the best you can, but once they're out of hardware or software to more or less feel it, then it's a paperweight is really what it's come down to. So it's just something we have to move forward with and go forward with the new technology, if you will.
Very good. Thanks, Chief. I want to commend you and fire department for all the work you guys have done on this issue. Trustees Vera, I know you've done a ton of work on this issue. Do you want to move the item?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and move to approve.
Second.
Okay.
So we're aware, just so clear, 12 to 14, 15 years from now is about the lifespan of these radios. So we're going to be doing this again
Yep.
in another 10, 12, 14 years. I mean, that's just unfortunately the nature of the beast.
The way it goes.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm sorry, Brian, go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. And then to approve the Motorola Solutions contract not to exceed $537,000, trustee Alden
Yes.
and trustees Vera.
Yes,
Okay. On to resolutions. Resolution 17, 2024, reappropriation / budget adjustment transfers. It looks like this is to reallocate to cover unemployment and safer grant. I will move to approve.
second,
Okay, to approve resolution 017-2024, the reappropriation and budget adjustment transfers, trustee Alden
Yes.
and trustees Vera.
yes,
Resolution 18, 2024, expenditure / department purchase orders. I will move to approve.
second,
Okay, to approve resolution 018-2024, the expenditures and department purchase orders, trustee Alden
Yes.
and trustees Vera.
yes,
Resolution 19, 2024, request to amend sanitary service with Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District. This is a really good item, really important item, easy to overlook. Administrator Yalanowski, did you want to talk about this at all, or do you want me to, in terms of the Fitch Road, how this relates to all that?
No, sure, I can. Yeah, so, there's been a major concern with Fitch Road just north of here. Obviously the roadway as well as providing sanitary service. So currently it's in the North Olmsted FPA, so facility planning area. This resolution will now amend that to basically take that from North Olmsted to the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District. And what that'll mean is now that the county will be able to handle sanitary services for us. So that opens the door to grant opportunities in order for that sanitary sewer to get installed.
Yep. To comprehensively redo Fitch. So it's a step in the right direction, doesn't get us all the way there, but North Olmsted City Council has agreed to their portion of this and to relinquish this part of their territory, which is, I'm sure Lisa can say, not a small deal, right?
No, it's
Like
a
they've hung
big-
on to every piece of their kind of, years ago, the trustees signed on to have North Olmsted, cover a significant part of the northern chunk of the township.
actually, the trustees didn't, it was
McHenry County? Yeah,
Cuyahoga County,
thank
because
you.
we're not allowed to enter into
Right,
that,
right.
but the Cuyahoga County did, yeah, and
Yeah.
it's been pulling teeth
Yeah.
to get, ultimately, we'd love to have
Yeah.
all of the township
All of it
on,
Yep.
off of North Olmsted, but this is a good first step.
Yeah. So I'll move to approve.
Second,
Okay, to approve resolution 019-2024, the request to amend sanitary service with NEORSD, trustee Alden
Yes.
and trustees Vera.
yes,
All right, and our last item on the agenda tonight, resolution 20, 2024, contract with Senior Transportation Connection. I'm just going to read the description. The Board of Trustees enters into a contract with Senior Transportation Connection, providing transportation services for medical and groceries to those who are 60 years of age or older, and ADA certified individuals shall begin on April 5th, 2024 and end 6 months under the conditions specified in the contract. The contract shall begin on April 5th. I believe the actual service would begin.
Mr. Chair, can we revise that? So if the board passes this tonight, it'll actually begin on May 6th,
Okay.
5/6.
Yeah, I'll put down May 6th.
All right, so we will revise that. Want to thank trustees Vera and trustee Cole for their work on this. We really deliberated, discussed the many different options for contracting with STC. We got various different quotes with STC. There was a lot of back and forth, a lot of phone calls, a lot of discussion about if we're going to offer these services. What should that look like? How did that administratively impact the township? And I think we've gotten to a really good first step. We have a lot of seniors in the township, want to take every opportunity we can to serve them better. I think this doesn't solve all of our problems, but it's a step in the right direction. And I want to move to approve this resolution.
Second.
And to approve resolution 020-2024, the contract with Senior Transportation Connection, trustee Alton.
Yes.
Trustee Zare.
Yeah.
All right. Any other matter that may come before the Board of Trustees? I believe we have one public comment not related to the agenda, and that is from Mary Beth.
Okay, I just have a quick question. Are the trustees scheduling a public meeting regarding Hollow's request to rezone a rural residential district?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe we're legally required to do so. Mr. Matthews, do you want to speak to that?
Yeah, I understand that the decision from the zoning commission was transmitted on March 30th. So the board will need to have a public hearing. And then they'll have a period of time after that public hearing to decide the matter. Was the board interested in having the hearing at the time of the next meeting, or what? Were you still considering that?
Do you have any preference?
I don't, doesn't matter to me.
Do you have any preference for when the actual public hearing takes place prior to the?
We won't be able to get an advertisement out.
Right.
With that day requirement,
Right.
so we would probably be looking at the May meeting,
Okay.
if you wanted it on the same day.
Same day as the meeting.
Is that in the 30 days?
Yeah, the 30 days it runs from technically when there is transmission. Again, I'm not sure if, what was transmitted on 30th was an actual determination.
There was a determination, so you would have to have that before the May meeting.
Put it on the trustee meeting agenda?
Actually, no, because we've got to get the legal description out. So,
Well, it's
yeah,
a special meeting.
we'll have to have a special meeting.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, within 30 days.
So we'll absolutely plan to comply with the 30-day requirement. In terms of so you're saying because of the 10-day notice, we can't do the 16th? I thought we have enough time to do the 16th or the 18th, excuse me.
By the time they run the publication,
Oh, I
you
see.
just won't have enough time.
Just not
I
enough
think the
time.
problem trying to get it in and yeah, that's frequently encountered with newspapers and other mechanisms for getting notice out.
Correct.
So I think what you can do is just coordinate it with the administrator. So Gary has a much better idea on how much time it takes to get it in the paper.
Yeah, Tracy's the one that normally.
Tracy would do? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then have them schedule it, whatever recommendation you give the board or give the administration.
Yeah, I guess we'll look for a recommendation from you then, Gary, in terms of scheduling the actual public hearing prior to voting on it in open session. Right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I think that's all we have for tonight. We do have an executive session regarding it's item number 1 to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official. And I will move to go into executive session at 8:05.
Second.
And to approve going to executive session, trustee Alton.
Yes.
And trustee Zare.
All right, we're in executive session.
I am, but I may come in.
Dave, we're going to ask you in an executive session. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna sign off now, okay, guys?
Tuesday.
We're gonna come back into the regular session and basically close the meeting at that time.
Oh.
There's gonna be no other action after the executive session. Have a good evening. Thanks for stopping.
So you're welcome.
We'll have to.
Okay.